Hi, Coach Nate and Z here. We're going to continue with our mount series and start with some mount attacks. Okay. So like we talked about in our mount positioning, I want to be off of her hips a little bit so that I'm not as affected by the bump. And I want to try and get underneath her arms. As I go to get underneath her arms, she's going to try and frame on me, right? And as she's framing, I want to attack one of these arms. And in order for what arm I choose to go with is going to be whatever arm's on top. That's going to be my easiest one to go after. So for example, if I'm up here and she's pushing off on me as I'm here in mount, it's going to be harder to go for the bottom one because this top one is protecting that one. So I'm going to go for the top arm. Now when I push the top arm down, I can't just go straight down. It's going to be muscle on muscle, and unless you're much bigger than the person and overpower them, then it'll work. Otherwise, I need to use a jackhammer motion, where it's more of a rigid motion here. So I extend my arms out to attack this arm. Here, rigid motion here, and I want to pin this wrist down to the mat. As I do that, this elbow comes down by her ear. Now, I change my base a little bit, because if I stay right here, I'm also giving her my arm, and I don't want to get bumped over in the process of doing this, right? So my elbow's going to come down next to her ear. I'm going to bring this leg back a little bit, and I like to grapevine this leg here so that it makes it a lot harder for her to turn and defend this. Now my other knee is going to come up a little bit higher, and I'm going to shift my base a little bit to weight on this shoulder. Here, here, okay? Now that I've got this one trapped, it's really hard for her to defend. Her only defense option is to grab it with her other hand, but I'm in such a good position here, the way I am, it's going to be hard for her to reach. And if I need to, I can even, little bonus here, I can pin that arm with my knee. Okay, now that I'm in this position, this arm comes underneath this elbow, and I grab my own wrist. When I do this, I don't use my thumb here. When I first put this hand down to the mat, I can if I need to, but once I'm going for the submission, I want all 5 fingers on top, or in my case, all 3 fingers. Here, close to my hand. I don't want to be out here. I'm going to be stronger, wrist to wrist, close to the base of the palm, right here. Okay, now, all I'm going to do to finish this, and you'll see people doing this, and they're like this, way up in the air, and the arm's really moving. You can see it looks kind of nasty, but it's not as bad because it's up in the air. It's different. So instead, I'm going to bring this elbow down towards her ribs, and I'm going to keep her hand close to her body. Here, bring it towards her ribs, and at the same time, I'm going to paint the mat like a paintbrush with the back of her hand. Here. And it doesn't take long, okay? You can see just the motion of it here. If I'm not doing the submission, I'm here. I'm going down close to her body, and then up, okay? It doesn't take very long. If I'm way out here, you can see how much more range she's got. I want to get this elbow below the shoulder, for sure. And the closer I get to the ribs, especially someone more flexible, I'm going to have to really get inside, okay? One more time real quick. I'm here in mount. She's pushing off. I'm going to attack the top arm in a jagged motion here. Get my elbow to the mat. As I do that, I want to grapevine this leg. Shift my weight a little bit more to the right and bring my other knee up high. And I can pin that arm if I want to too. But usually just bringing that knee up high and staying tight here is going to help defend that. Okay? Now, this hand comes underneath the elbow and I go wrist to wrist. Now, one little bonus to make this extra tight is I motorcycle grip my hands like this. Then it really doesn't take much at all. Here, you can see how quickly she tapped there. Okay? Thank you, and we'll see you next time.